Muse Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation Board presents Eveland Access Summerfest Music by the River 2024. June 1st from noon to 10 p.m. featuring 8 musical artists with live music, activities like bingo, sand volleyball, and cornhole, food, and much, much more. It's a free event at the Eveland Access Campgrounds at 2890 Galveston Avenue, Oskaloosa. Bring a friend and have a lot of fun at the Eveland Access Summerfest 2024 Music by the River. June 1st from noon to 10 at the Eveland Access Campgrounds.
Deciding on the best time of day to cut hay depends on the weather, the climate where you live, and did I say the weather? On Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming. Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts.
A common topic of debate among farmers is when to cut hay. Should you do it in the morning or afternoon? When you look at plant physiology, forages create carbohydrates during the daylight hours through photosynthesis. It's at a higher rate than the plant needs for growth and maintenance during the day, so sugar content is generally higher at dusk. However, the difference in sugar content between late evening and early morning is minor. Dennis Hancock is a state extension forage specialist at the University of Georgia. He says your climate is the key factor in timing when to cut hay.
Because if you are able to cut without any risk of rain, then the best time to cut would be in the evening. Particularly in an arid climate where even overnight, even though the temperatures are not as high, the relative humidity is low, and so the moisture gradient pulls moisture out of the crop even overnight.
In humid parts of the country where rain is more frequent, Hancock recommends cutting hay in the morning. But he says the weather trumps any strategy for time of day cutting because the greatest risk to hay curing and forage quality is rain damage.
You wake up one morning and the weather forecast has 3 days of good drying conditions and 30-40% chance maybe in day 4 or 5. It's better to go ahead and take full advantage of those 3 days that you know you've got really good drying conditions. The weatherman has pretty good skill at predicting days 1 through 3, but after about day 3 or so, their skill goes down.
I'm Jody Henke. Learn more about cutting hay in the morning versus the afternoon at agriculture.com.